That's for you.
All right. All right. Why is this funny? All right. What's up, everyone? I'm Butler. I'm now a well-seasoned freshman here at Moody Bible Institute. One semester in, I've reached my mid-season form. Today, as I was writing my TED Talk during Miguel's speech, just kidding. I was thinking of some ideas worth sharing, as that's what a TED Talk is. So I want to give you 9 pieces of advice from Luke Butler, a Moody student. First piece of advice, go to class. These classes are very foundational. They're going to equip you to go into the major that God has called you into. And you can learn a lot from your profs there. Just make sure you continue to ask questions and do your homework. If not, you'll fail. Get involved, plugged in, and serve. There are some great communities here at Moody. You have your floor, you have your bro sis, you have churches around here. Get plugged in with people off your floor and out of your bro sis as well, because it's important to have connections with people besides that, so you're not just staying in one area, I'd say. But make sure you're finding those people that you can grow with and continue to do so. And also find a church. Go around, church hop for a while, but then find a home church and really get plugged in and start to serve. We have so many opportunities here in Chicago, and we're in the city, and we're on a fixed pay rate, obviously, here at Moody. And after we graduate Moody, it's going to be a lot more expensive to live in the city than it is now. So take advantage of that. Next, take a fine look at all of this. Relationships at Moody. Now, most of this is for freshmen, but this can pertain to anyone. See, this is what happens normally when you see freshman people come in at Moody. And the guys tend to go kind of crazy. There's something called the freshman frenzy, I guess. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but yes. So this is when the guys come in and they think that God is giving them a wife, but in reality, their testosterone has given them a wife, because their high testosterone is telling them that they're going to marry this person, not God. And as you can see, those are some signs of high testosterone. And also, this is a sign of what their thinking is as they think that God has given them a wife. Now, sorry. This, if they get through their tiny brain that they're not here to be in a relationship, but rather to be truly equipped to go into the major that they're called into, then maybe after that something can happen. Now, if you are in a relationship, this is what this pertains to. Not that no one cares, okay? Relationships are a beautiful thing here at Moody, and if they sprout into something after that, that is a great thing. However, no one wants to see you showing affection in the Colby 1 orange chairs where everyone's father, mother, and brother can see you in Chicago through those windows. Next, prioritize God and try to have a Sabbath. If not, you'll end up like me. Just kidding. You end up like Lily. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, but in all seriousness, prioritizing God and trying to have a Sabbath here is very important. I know, like, the weeks where I'm more plugged into the Word, staying prayerful, and when I have a true Sabbath and I'm not trying to crank out a bunch of work the night before on Monday, like this Sunday or whatever day that you can have it on, it's definitely helped me a lot and just helped me to be able to rest and truly be able to process some things that are going on in my life and not continuously just be overthinking and continuously just be in go mode. And it just helps me remember to see what God has been doing in my life and how much he has truly been helping me just equip me, honestly. Next is procrastination is not condoned, but if you're gonna do it right. So I have taken some time to put together a 6-step cycle if you're going to procrastinate. So first we have receive your work. Whether the teacher tells you it's in the syllabus, it's on your schedule, you know that you have work to do. Okay, next, neglect your work. There are many other things you can be doing, so why not? You can hang out with friends, you can be eating, you can be sleeping, pretty much anything besides work. Watch a YouTube video, watch an office marathon, do any sort of thing, but just neglect your work. Next, realize that it's due the next day. That big paper, the book review on the 300-page book that you did not read, the 12-minute TED Talk, or the final exam. You just realize that that is due the next day. After you process that, step 4 comes into play, panic. So you're gonna freak out, stress, complain, cry, get it all out, okay? Once you do that, you can finally sit down and think about what you're gonna do before you actually do it. Then you're gonna do the work. Now that your brain's finally kicked on and that panic monster is taken over in your brain, you're gonna use that surge of energy to get the work done. Now, I can speak from experience, as one day I was sitting in the SDR and it was 12:13 p.m. and I'm eating lunch. I was actually cutting the class because I was stressed. And I was like, all right, I have to do a paper by 11:59. And my friend goes, she's like, hey, did you turn in that slick paper yet? And I was like, no, I'm going to it at 11:59. She's like, it's due at 12:30. Mind you, I had 17 minutes to turn this paper in for slick, and it was 2 to 3 pages. So I did what anyone else would do. I sprinted to my room from the SDR, took the elevator up, ran into my room, typed 2 pages out in 12 minutes, did not edit it, did not read it over again, and I submitted it. And I still haven't gotten a grade back. So I'm kind of nervous, but I got it in 12:29, right before the deadline. And that's that, which comes into play on step 6, turn in the work. Follow through, turn in your work once it's finished. As long as it's not a complete dumpster fire, you'll be okay. So when you're turning into work after procrastinating, here's how I say it. It's like a slightly derailed train. Okay, so a fully derailed train is off the tracks. It's gonna crash, it's not gonna end well. A fully on the tracks train is just smooth riding, you're gonna get there okay. The slightly derailed train, it still gets you there, it's just a little bumpy, but it still gets you there, gets the job done. You're gonna get the grade, you're gonna be okay, you're not gonna fail. 7, people care about you and your well-being is important here at Moody. This is one thing that I do really appreciate about Moody, is that there are some great people here that you can get involved with. You just have to look for them, find some people you're comfortable with, talk to them, share with them. They actually do care about you. We have counseling available here at Moody, and it's nice because you have Christian counselors, and your mental health is very important, along with all other aspects of spiritual, emotional, physical health. Everything is important, and they find it important, and they are here to encourage you. One example I would say is just my job. I work night crew at night, obviously. There's first shift and there's second shift, there's 7 to 11, and there's 9 to 1. Through working with night crew, I found a great community, and I've realized that this is the first job where they actually care about my well-being and my mental health. I started out here at night crews 12 hours a week, just trying to make some money. Well, then a few weeks ago, I realized I'm like, hey, I need to be here next semester. I have no money. So I started working 20-hour weeks to make some extra money. One night I was working a Wednesday night shift, and I was working second shift. So it's 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And I'm on mats and facility catering kitchen. And mind you, I have speech in the morning at 8:30. And so I work till 1 a.m. And so I'm like already stressing about that, because I was like, I'm going to be run off of like 6 hours of sleep. I'm not going to be ready for this class. I'm going to be falling asleep during this lecture. And so I was already in a little bit of panic mode. Then we started running a little bit late. So as I'm running late, I turn on the hose to hose the mats down and scrub them, because that was my job for the night. And the clasp on the hose was loose. So it shot off and sprayed me in the face, sprayed all over my shirt. And I was just like laughing at first because I thought it was funny. And then as the night went on, things just got worse. So as they went to get a screwdriver for me to fix the hose, I went to catering kitchen to mop, because I'm like, all right, I'm behind. I need to do this. I need to get it done. So I go into catering kitchen. I get done mopping 80% of this catering kitchen, and the mop bucket just spills all over the room, into the hallway. And I'm like, what's happening? So I'm like, dang it. Like, now I'm going to be even more behind. I'm screwed. And my sister comes in, she's like, hey, it's okay. My other friend, she's like, hey, it's okay. They get this vacuum, they start sucking up the water. I go to push the mop bucket back to where I got it from, and it spills again, the rest of it, into the hallway. And so then I was just like pushed over the edge done. So I go back into the match room, and I cried in the corner, and then I just kept going because I'm like, I got to keep going. So then my speaker's in there bumping, and Post Malone starts playing. It's a sad song. So then I start crying even more, and I'm just crying and scrubbing mats, and I'm like, I only have 2 mats done. It's already 10 p.m. and I'm not gonna get you done. And I'm like, just keep going. My sister watching, she's like, hey, like, stop. She was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you can leave. I can talk to the crew leader. You can leave. We care about your mental health. We care about your health. Your health is important. Go take care of yourself. You don't need to stay here. And that was the first time where I was like, dang, like they really do care. And so I did go home that night. I went home 2 hours before. So I went home around like 10:30, 11. And I didn't work my full shift, but I needed it. And I went back. I got some work done that I needed to get done that I was stressing over. I slept and I was fine. And that's just one example of how the jobs here, they really do care about you. Next, we have no nasty emails. Now, it was brought to my attention that earlier in the year, Doc Wash and Mark Jobe were getting some nasty emails because of some of the things that were happening here at Moody. Mind you, these men cannot control what's happening all the time. Sometimes Chicago is putting out these mandates and stuff in the state, and they have no control over it. So if you're going to send nasty emails to them, the wrath of God will be upon you. So right here, actually, this is actually, you can't really see this, but right here is a dorm room of the Moody student that sent nasty emails to Doc Wash, and that's God just crushing them. It's actually why Houghton flooded. With the wrath of God, also have grace for people here. People are gonna have bad days. We all have had it. I've had bad days. I'm sure you guys have had bad days as well. Have grace for people. If someone is being rude or just mean to you and they come across that way, just give them the benefit of the doubt, and you're just like, okay, they're having a bad day. Don't slap them. If it happens the second time, then you can slap them. Just kidding. But in reality, just have grace for them and talk to them. And if someone says something or does something that upsets you, be like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And I'm sure that they're going to apologize. They're going to really, because I feel like everyone here does really care, and they're not going to just blow you off if they are having a bad day. Finally, make the most of your time here. We have 4 years here. Obviously, now we all have less than 4 years here as we're through our first semester, and some of you are sophomore anyway, I'm a freshman. So, but make the most of your time here. Make sure you're continuing to just keep that relationship with God, keep that connection, but also don't be a hermit. Don't sit in your room and sit there during your homework the whole time, and not have any community time whatsoever, and just spend all 4 years in your dorm room. Because at the end of your college experience, if you're like, yeah, I sat in my dorm room for 4 years and did homework, what is that? That sounds like you're not living at all. You're not even living your life. So find a healthy balance of being a hermit and getting your work done, but also get involved in your communities, get involved in the word, and have some fun while you're here. Thank you. That's all.
Look, I gotta know, have you ever been on a slightly derailed train?
No. That's some of the work that I've done.